Hey, 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 welcome to the conversation. So, I don't actually have a name for this show yet, and honestly, I'm okay with that. For a long time, I believed I had to have everything figured out before I started, the perfect title, the perfect branding, the perfect plan. But one of the biggest lessons, y'all, that I'm learning is that clarity doesn't always come before action. I'm learning to trust that intuitiveness within myself. I'm learning to trust my decisions and the things that I'm feeling. So sometimes clarity comes because you took the first step. So today, I am choosing to begin. This has been literally on my mind for the past year to actually start something like this and do this ever since I started the Money Meg brand, but I just kind of shied away from it because, hey, this can often be a pretty, putting things on YouTube is hard enough to post every day on social media. That is an actual job, it feels. But then to add YouTube to it, which is longer form, right? And so today I am choosing to begin. So for those of you all who don't know who I am, and if you don't know, now you know, in the words of Biggie Smalls. My name is Megan J. Baker. I'm a master wealth strategist and financial intuitive. I help people align their money with the life that they desire to live through wealth strategies, mindset, and personal transformation. So this conversation that we're going to be having on a weekly basis is essentially where we're going to have where we're going to talk about money, identity, purpose, creativity, and what it really means to build wealth that supports the life you're trying to create. So here's a favor I'm going to ask you all. If somewhere along this journey you think of a name for this show, let me know. I love to hear your ideas. Put it below in the comments. But for now, welcome to the conversation. Let me ask you this question. Have you ever stopped to ask yourself, what dream did survival convince you to bury? And not because you stopped believing in it, but because the bills needed to be paid, people needed you, life got busy, a parent got sick, a child got sick, a spouse got sick, and somewhere along the way, the practical version of you took over. And I'm asking that question because recently, literally a couple of days ago, which really the dream, this experience of the dream sparked me actually saying, okay, I need to put something on YouTube. Well, recently, I want to say that I say it's a dream because it just makes it easier for people to digest. But literally, I had a vision during a stretch session. You know how now you have massage therapists, you have chiropractors, and you also have stretch therapy. And I've been wanting to explore stretch therapy for a very long time. And I scheduled an appointment, really good session. You're going to be really sore afterwards. Oh my God. But I will be back. So she was working my hip area, and my hips, although they are a lot better than they were years past, they still are. I still experience some stiffness and some pain in the hip area. And because I also have studied Reiki and different things like that, I know that anything surrounding the lower half part of the body is associated with, in Reiki, what we call the root chakra. And the root chakra is where your stability, your safety, your support, and it has taken me years to build up strengthen my root chakra area, feeling safer with myself, around people, yeah. We'll talk about that at another date. So anyway, she's stretching me out, and she's stretching me in that area, and I feel an emotional release happen. And as I am, allowing the emotion to come forward and I'm crying, I have this vision of the younger me, the practical part of me as a little girl, and she runs to this tree that's been uprooted. And if you've ever seen an uprooted tree, it is the most majestic and scary thing at the same time, because all of the roots are sitting practically on top of the earth, right? And so for something to be uprooted, for a tree to be uprooted, it has to be a major storm. Some force has to come in and actually pull it up. And so, underneath the uprooted, roots is what looks to be another younger version of myself. And, the practical side of me runs and goes, "Oh my God, here she is. We found her. And I'm like, "Oh, who is this?" I was like, "Oh, who did we find?" And she goes, "The dreamer." And I lost it. I'm in the session, and the woman, she's very, maybe I'm not going to say, but she's very monotone. "Turn your left leg this way. I'm going to bend you this way." Anyway, I am, so needless to say, I'm having this emotional release, and in the midst of this vision, and I realize, oh, here is the dreamer, and I embrace. So she and all three of us embrace the practical side of me, that is the strategist, that is the scheduler, the planner, the one who is hey, we have to get up 2 hours early so that we can be on time, and where's the traffic, that's that part of me. And then the dreamer is the one that has all the ideas and sees everything as being the things that are deemed impossible are totally possible. We just have to believe it, right? And so it was a really great moment, because I did not realize that part of myself was still buried, and that she was still waiting for me to remember her, to find her. And it was like, in that moment, I started remembering a lot of things that over the next couple of days, I started remembering, ideas that I had years and years ago when I was in college or in high school, and a certain things started coming to me, and I realized, wow, all of these things have always been there. I just had not yet given them the room to grow. And I realized that, realized something that really kind of, it didn't make me sad, but it kind of made me feel a little, I realized that I hadn't lost that dreamer side of me. I hadn't lost the girl who had all these ideas and saw herself doing all these things when I was younger, but I had just buried her. I had buried her underneath bills and anxiety and people pleasing and other people's expectations. I had buried her underneath trying to be responsible And, here's what hit me is, as a wealth strategist, I spend a lot of time helping people build financial plans. But what I realized is the first step, because when I was recalling recalling the vision and, making some personal notes within myself and just kind of in awe of the situation, what I thought about was the first step in a wealth strategy isn't money. It's the dream. And what I realized for myself is that I was waiting for the money to flow to give myself permission to dream. And we'll talk about this in other episodes, but over these past couple of weeks, what I realized is that I am the money. So while I'm waiting for money, money is waiting on me. Money is energy. It's waiting on me to be the right container for it to flow freely to help support whatever my dream is. But if I'm still saying I'm waiting for the money to give me permission to dream, then the dream will never happen, right? Because I'm the one, you are the one, we are the ones that give the money the instruction. And so what I realize is, if you don't know what you're building toward, money has nowhere to go, is essentially what I'm saying. And most people don't have a money problem. A lot of times I would say it is 75% of the people that I sit down with do not have a money problem. They have a strategy problem. And the reason why they have the strategy problem is because they have a forgotten dream. And so it's like we replace the dreams with paying the bills. We replace the dreams with making sure the kids are okay. We replace the dreams with making sure our significant others are fine. And we put everybody ahead of ourselves because the dream is us. We are the dream. And so maybe your dream isn't becoming famous. Maybe it's retiring without the worry about money, or, maybe your dream is owning a home or traveling with your family or starting a successful business or leaving legacy. Whatever it is, your financial strategy should serve your dream and not replace it. Right. And I think in today's society, we are kind of told that it's survival of the fittest, but I would say that it is not survival of the fittest, that it is the best dreamer succeed. I'm not even going to say win, because there's no competition, right? There's nobody that, in your life that you're competing with. I'm beginning to think maybe competition is man-made. I digress. Okay, come back. So today I want you to do one thing. I want you to ask yourself, what dream have I buried? I want you to write it down. Don't judge it. I don't care if it's, I want to have my own ice cream parlor. I don't know. I don't care. Don't, no judgment, no practicality. And when I say no practicality, don't overthink it. Don't go, oh, is it possible to have, the ice cream shop? Just write down you want an ice cream shop and write out why you wanted the dream. Why is this dream important to you? How would this dream benefit you and others in your life? And if the dream just benefits you, then that's fine. It's totally okay. Because there's certain things that I want because I want it. It has nothing to do with anybody else. I just want it because it pleases me. And I'm realizing more and more and more that that's okay. Just write that down. Write those things down, because your dream might just be the beginning of your wealth strategy. And I didn't really start seeing money begin to flow in my life until I allowed myself to dream about that life, until I allowed myself to believe that that life was possible for me. I didn't worry about the how. I'm a recovering overthinker. I want to know A, B, C, and D, but I'm realizing sometimes that is not beneficial. And that just trusting the process, trusting the ways and the direction in which we're going. Listen, if this conversation resonated with you, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What's one dream you're ready to unearth? And I'll see you in the next conversation. Bye.